Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Ka Hala Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Wakwa Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I just want to do a video on women, and I know that's a constant struggle that every brother shares a testimony in. Because just like the scriptures say, you know, on this side of the world, man, or on this side of the kingdom, or in Esau's kingdom, better yet, you know, our women are not in their right mind. Our women are first our distractions before they are glory in this kingdom, and our women are first our enemies before there are our women in this kingdom. You know, because Esau is given the power to women in this kingdom. That's why, it's another reason why the society is all fucked up. All right, because the weaker vessel, or, you know, the lesser vessel is in rulership. Which is that's not how the order, that's not the order of things and how it should be. So I'm just gonna read Proverbs 5:3, and it says, "For the lips." Okay. "For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil." It's very true, man. If you don't, if you're not focused, all right, if you don't have a focused mindset on getting out of this kingdom and how you're gonna get out of this kingdom, you're gonna lose your spirit to a woman. Absolutely. Those words of a woman that are as sweet as a honeycomb are gonna they're gonna affect you. But if you keep your focus and you keep your faith based on the Lord and doing this work, you know, I know, like, you know, some brothers don't have women and they're good without it, you know, and they can do the work, and, you know, and it doesn't affect them. You know, other brothers, you know, they need a companion, but that's what Paul said, right? Paul said he'd rather that, you know, we all be like him and have no woman. But if we're burning, you know, get married, which is to have sex, join together with one woman, but be as if you have no woman, basically. So you're still supposed to do this work, and you're still supposed to be extremely focused, even when you have a woman. Right? Because now, you know, you've just added another distraction of the world to yourself. But again, the Lord wouldn't give you anything you couldn't handle in the first place. So there's a reason why. There's a reason for everything. So if you are a brother who has a woman, man, make sure that you understand that the main goal is getting out of here, is salvation, and doing and how to get salvation. That's the main work, man. That's the main goal. And everything outside of that is in some shape or form, whether big or small, is a distraction. All right? I know the scriptures say that we're meant to have things to occupy us until Yahweh Shai comes, but that's to occupy us, not to distract us. There's a difference. When you're occupied until Yahweh Shai comes, that's a balance. As opposed to being distracted, that's imbalance. Right? So beware of the lips of your woman, man. Beware of the words, man. Be very circumspect. You know, I can attest to times when, you know, with my ex-woman, when I was with her, and I was studying the scriptures, you know, she would say some cunning things to get my mind off of studying, and be like, you know what, I think I've been studying enough anyways, I should go do this. And it worked at times, you know, but that's because I wasn't being vigilant enough. You know, I got older, and I'm learning, and I learned now. But that's the thing, man. These women are good at what they do. You gotta remember, Satan sleeps in your woman's breast. He sleeps in your woman's mind, man. He's always there. All right? So, you know, take a look at Job, right? When he was about to die and he was going through all the hell he was going through, his woman told him to curse the Most High and die. It's crazy, man. It's, you know, it's you always have to remember the true nature of these women. All right, especially when you know, shit really starts to hit the fan. They show their true colors. So it says, verse 4, but her end is bitter. I'm going to read verse 3 again. Proverbs 5:3, for the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But her end is bitter, and is bitter as wormwood, sharp as two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. It's true, man. Like, you know, having a woman in this truth, she's got, you know, a lot of your hell, it's gonna come through the way of her. A lot of the hell you go through is gonna come through the way of her. You're gonna get more hell out of a woman than peace. Every single time, you're gonna get more hell out of your woman than peace. And if you're not catching a lot of hell with your woman, then you need to search yourself, because that's a mishap. Because it's evident that these women are supposed to cause us hell in this kingdom. You know, and each woman has their variance of hell that they cause each of their men. But whatever hell they give their men can handle it. Because again, the Lord would never give you something you couldn't handle. But nevertheless, they're still gonna give you hell. Just hell that you can handle. And if you have a woman and you're thinking, well, you know, I never go through hell with my woman, well, then you got to check yourself. Because if you never go through hell with your woman, and your woman's a weaker vessel, and we're living in a wicked kingdom, she's more susceptible to being wicked than you are. But both of you guys are in complete agreement. That means you are in agreement with her, which is not how it's supposed to be. She's supposed to be in agreement with you, because you are supposed to be, especially if you're in this truth, you're supposed to be wiser than her. You're supposed to know more than her, because she's going to mess up, and she's going to try to entice you to do things that are of the world, that are carnal, that are against the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And it's up to you to have the spiritual discernment to be like, no, I'm not doing that because that's off. No, I'm not getting that pepperoni pizza because there's pork in there. You know, or anything like that. It's a simple example, but anything like that. No, I'm not going to the club tonight because it's pointless. That's an adultery. That's an adultery cabin, man. That's all that is. It's adultery. A house full of adultery. All right, but you know your woman wants to go out. She wants to have fun. So you have to be the man of spiritual ears. You're gonna have to be the man that has more spiritual discernment than your woman. Right? Because if you follow her in her footsteps, like the scriptures say, it says her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell, man. A lot of these jakes are in jail, in the jail system. They're in there because of their woman. A lot of them are in there because of their woman. Because they decided to listen to them. Look at Adam. Look what happened to him look what happened to all of us because he listened to his woman. Imagine if Job listened to his woman when she told him to curse the Most High and die already after everything he was going through. You know? And just because we read that doesn't mean it's an easy thing to do that, man, because in Job's situation, he was going through some serious hell. Serious hell. Hell enough for any man on this planet to be like, yeah, you know what? Forget the Most High. I lost all my kids. I'm covered into pain. I can barely sleep. I lost all my riches out of nowhere. But Job had more spirit than flesh. And that's why he said what he said to his wife. You know? So it says, verse 7, I'm going to jump to verse 8. It says, remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. Whew. Let me jump to Proverbs 7:24. It says, hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart, which is your mind, decline to her ways. Go not astray in her path. So I just finished saying, when you're in a relationship with a woman, man, You have to be that much more circumspect of yourself and of her and of the situation entirely. You have to be that much more circumspect, because you have to understand that it is evident and invariably gonna happen. And what that is hell. Hell invariably is gonna come to you. It's evident that she's gonna bring hell to you, and it's evident she's gonna try to make you fuck up. And sometimes, because our women are the weaker vessel, they don't even know they're trying to do that, because Satan's in them and they don't even know it. You know what I mean? And sometimes they do know it and they're doing it on purpose. It's the kingdom we live in. But what you have to do, what your job and what your duty to do as a man, and not just as a man, but as a man of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Shai, you're supposed to be circumspect and not let your heart, which is your mind, decline onto her ways. You're supposed to know better. It says, in her mouth, it says, let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her path. For she has cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Listen, it's evident and we know that our women have had, I mean, some of you brothers have had a woman since she was a virgin, and yo, that's a blessing. But most of us, a big chunk of us haven't. Our women, we weren't the first men that they slept with, all right? And we also weren't the first men that they fooled. So, you know, with these women, man, be very careful. If you're a man who doesn't have a woman, like me right now, and you're like kind of like, you know, sometimes you feel like you're burning and you kind of want a woman, don't go chasing after these women. Do not go chasing after these women. It's a waste of your time. Complete waste of your time. You have to understand that everything is through the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So you got to focus on Him. And if He sees it, profitable to give you a woman, then He'll do it. And that comes with faith. You cannot, if you chasing a woman, it's the same thing as putting matters in your own hands because you're feeling lonely and you're burning. Suffer, man. If you're feeling lonely and you're burning and the Most High hasn't put a woman in your path, suffer. That's what He's telling you. Right? Because again, He'll never make you go through something that you cannot handle, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. So it's your job to understand that and be patient and suffer. Not to go out chasing for carnal things. You should only be chasing the spiritual. And along the path of you chasing it, you know, you'll get some little carnal pleasures or carnal things that will occupy you on your way to the kingdom, Lord willing, we're of the elect. Right? So I'm gonna finish off here. It says, let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her path.